Good morning, everyone. Here are the Sanibel Island updates as of October 26, 2022, day 28 of hurricane recovery. Lee County will resume normal toll operations on November 1st for the Cape Coral Bridge and the Midpoint Bridge. No tolls will be collected on the Sanibel Causeway until further notice. The latest Sanibel information meeting discussed the FEMA 50% rule. The 50% rule is a regulation of the National Flood Insurance Program that prohibits improvements to a structure exceeding 50% of its market value unless the entire structure is brought into full compliance with current flood regulations. This may include elevating the structure using flood-resistant materials and proper flood venting. The FEMA reps were very knowledgeable, but spoke very much like lawyers and basically talked in circles, in my opinion. I wish I could give a short summary of what was discussed, but there is no quick summary for this discussion. There are so many different rules and so many unique situations. I felt like the meeting with FEMA was very contentious, with most of the residents really wanting to argue with the FEMA reps and the city reps. I'm going to express my personal opinion here. The purpose of the 50% rule by FEMA is to have homes devastated by a hurricane to be rebuilt more flood resistant, so in the next hurricane, the home won't be majorly devastated again. Some residents seem to be missing that point and just want to rebuild their home how it was, which would mean the house would be destroyed again during the next major hurricane. This situation just makes me think of the quote, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result." These words are usually credited to Albert Einstein. Back to the regular news. Governor DeSantis held a press conference today announcing that the state was working with FEMA to help with debris removal. FEMA has an existing rule that they only reimburse for the removal of residential debris. They do not pay any share of expense of removing commercial debris or moving commercial property to the curb. The state and FEMA are working on a partnership to change that rule so debris can be removed from private and commercial properties. This is a pretty significant rule change and will definitely help the rebuilding of Sanibel and the rest of Southwest Florida. The state is also going to help with the removal of abandoned vehicles on your property. This is great news because in the last couple of weeks I have heard many debates between business owners, government officials, and insurance companies on who exactly is responsible for removing vehicles that have washed up on private property. I definitely got the impression that most government officials and insurance companies were going to leave the responsibility to the business or homeowner. The state is stepping in and created a website called endebriscleanup.com. An individual can submit an application to have the state help with the removal of debris, including displaced and abandoned vehicles, vessels, and other titled property from qualifying private and commercial properties, as well as waterways throughout Lee County. You can also fill out an application if you have lost a vehicle, a vessel, or other titled property due to Hurricane Ian and would like to report the vehicle, vessel, or other titled property missing. If you have lost titled property due to the storm surge, hopefully the state will be able to find it for you. It sounds like this program is going to keep track of collected titled vehicles, which will be great. And again, that website is endebriscleanup.com. Thanks for listening.